Today I want to talk about some of the top factors of why people go down and get caught into the web of alcohol use disorder. And really, one of the biggest ones is hereditary issues. Now, there's two genes. One is ADH1B, and the other one is ALDH2. Now, I know they may not mean a lot to you, but out of the 100,000 genes that are possibilities, those two give people a predisposition to becoming addictive. It could be gambling, could be drugs, alcohol, could be food, any kind of addiction, but there's a core reason for it, and it gives you a susceptibility to becoming addictive or to suffer alcohol use disorder specifically. The problem is most of the people that have that hereditary gene also grew up in a family culture where it is culturally accepted and normalized to drink. Maybe the parents drink, maybe the mother drinks, cousins, grandparents, and on and on. And you're weird if you don't drink in this kind of family culture. The thing is, kids don't do what we say to do, they do what we do. So they're going to mimic what the people are doing around them, even if you're telling them not to do this. And another big factor to alcoholism is trauma, and that can really manifest in a lot of different ways. It could be some, sexual abuse, rape, could be loss of job, could be post-traumatic stress syndrome, could be COVID-19. I mean, there's all kinds of trauma and stresses: loss of job, loss of business, uh, you know, huge cultural shifts. Trauma can manifest in to drinking, and then if you already have a hereditary issue and grow up in a family where it's normalized, there's a high probability that you're going to have a problem. Now, in Amanda's case, she had all three of those. She had a hereditary issue, family culture was normalized, and she had some trauma when she was a teenager. And unfortunately, it was a web of trauma and normalcy that she was never able to escape from. And I talk about this because I know a lot of people can identify with this. And really, another big one is just peer pressure, peer groups in high school, college. It could be even where you work. But most people start their alcoholic career between the ages of 13 and 20, where it's normalized to drink. And this is a part of your life where you need to fit in. Socially, you're awkward if you don't. So drinking, taking drugs, things like that are pretty normalized. It's really become a rite of passage in many cultures. Certainly in the United States and Europe and many other parts of the world, it's pretty normalized. And unfortunately, the vast majority of people, by the time they're 25 and get into the late 20s, they grow out of this. But there is a segment of the population that do get caught into the web of alcohol use disorder because of peer pressure. And then, of course, there's just life, stresses in life. You could have a family member die, a close friend die. You could loss of job. You could, be injured, have a disability. Could be situational. You could have a divorce. All these types of things are parts of life that happen to all of us. And quite often, a lot of people drink later in life because of situational problems like this. You may have even got past your youth, but occasionally somebody starts up maybe in their 30s and 40s, and usually it's because of one of these. And then, of course, there is society in general. Some countries don't have this as much, but I know certainly in Western cultures, it's pretty normalized to drink. I mean, you can advertise alcohol on major outlets, on television, on cable. It's around. It's normalized during sporting events and all kinds of social situations, family situations, in business, on the golf course. Situations where it's normalized to drink, and you almost have to find a way out of it. You almost have to stand up for yourself not to drink, including going out to dinner. The first thing they ask is, "Can I get you a glass of wine or a beer before you order and before the food comes?" It's pushed upon us consciously and subconsciously. And again, these are the basic reasons why people get caught into the web of alcohol use disorder. And the thing is, it can happen to almost anybody. And again, if you are looking for someone to help your family and the alcoholic in your family, I have a coaching program that brings it all together. I educate the family and the alcoholic. We get them away from the alcohol. I've helped thousands of people and families. Again, please hit the link in the link tree, set up a Zoom call. The call is free, the course not so much. But first thing I want to do is find out if you're a good fit, and I want to work with people who are 100% ready to rock and roll, to be honest with you. Again, please like, share, and comment. And again, we have a Facebook group called Amanda, A Cautionary Tale of Alcoholism. It's become a very good support group. And thanks for listening.